Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to hire an Amazon account manager using onlinejobs.ph. So basically, as you know, I've talked a lot in the past about how when you get virtual assistants working for you from onlinejobs.ph, that you can really grow your business, scale your business, and not have to work as much yourself. So that's a key thing for me, is to be able to be making money on Amazon passively without having to actually work an 8-hour day or a 12-hour day. And that's what I was originally doing when I first started my Amazon business and as I was growing it. But after quite some time, I decided that there has to be a better way, that there has to be a way that I can hire employees to work on my Amazon business without having to actually work on it myself, and without having to actually have like a warehouse to house them in, and without having to provide some sort of workplace for them and constantly have tasks for them and constantly having to go into a workplace to manage them. And that was when I figured out about onlinejobs.ph. And if you guys haven't heard about them, they are an online company that has a bunch of different virtual assistants in the Philippines, and they will work for you no matter wherever you are in the world. They will work for you and you can hire them. And because the cost of living in the Philippines is significantly lower than it is, say, in the United States or Canada, then you don't have to pay them nearly as much as what you would pay them if they lived in Canada or the United States. So there's nothing wrong with that, because their cost of living is significantly lower. So even if you're paying them $2 or $3 an hour, that's still really good money to them. And they are very thankful that they're able to get a job where they're able to work from home. So not only are they helping you grow your business, but you're getting them at a very discounted rate. And every single virtual assistant that I've hired from onlinejobs.ph has been super qualified and really has helped me grow my business and take my business to the next level. So today I'm going to be explaining how you can hire an Amazon account manager to help grow your Amazon business. So the very first thing that you need to do to hire an Amazon account manager is to create a profile on onlinejobs.ph. So once you've created the profile, I'll put a link in the description below where you can sign up. And once you've created the profile, then you can create a job posting. So then you want to create a job posting that explains what you're going to want your Amazon account manager to do. So in my case, I want my Amazon account manager to manage my feedback, manage my customer messages, manage my orders, manage any sort of account defects, watch my performance metrics, ensure that everything is running smoothly, and ensure that if I'm getting any emails or anything from Amazon to change listings, for example, or that there's been some shipping problems when I've been sending items into Amazon FBA, I want them to oversee that and deal with it accordingly. And if anything needs to come back to me, then I'll make sure that they tell me at the end of their shift what has happened and what I need to know, so that I can rectify those situations without having to actually be doing those things for 8 hours of the day. So that's what I would look for. And so in my job posting, I would definitely include all of those things that I would want them to be doing. But you can pick whatever you want your virtual assistant to be doing as an Amazon account manager and put that in your job description. And then after that, after you've created your job description, then you're going to start receiving some job applicants. And that's a cool part of onlinejobs.ph, is you'll actually get a lot of applications usually pretty quickly, because there are so many Filipino workers that are on there. And yeah, the database is insane of how many qualified workers are on there. And everyone that I've hired as an Amazon account manager or to work on my Amazon business has had an Amazon experience in the past. So actually, one of the guys that is running my Amazon business right now used to work as an Amazon call center agent. So what better person to have working on my business, dealing with my feedback and dealing with any sort of account health issues, than someone who's actually done that as a job previously working for Amazon. So he knows all the ins and outs of getting me out of any bad situations. And if I ever were to get suspended, then he would be the guy who would be able to really help me get out of that situation. So the majority of these people that are going to be applying to your job will likely have already worked on Amazon before. But you need to always make sure that they're telling the truth, because obviously sometimes people will make stuff up in their resumes. And so once you've received a bunch of applications and you've went through them and narrowed it down, then you should email about 5 to 10 of them and pick those ones that are going to be the top, say 5 or 10, and then actually email them and set up interviews. I recommend interviewing at least 5 to 10 people for each position, because this way you can pick the absolute best person for the position. If you just interview one person and then say, okay, they're gonna be good for the job, you could have been missing out on other very qualified individuals that could really help your business. So I always recommend at least doing 5 interviews per position, because likely you're gonna want to hire this person for long term. So that's where you really want to make sure that you pick someone that's going to be a good fit for the position, because they can really help you grow your Amazon business. And that's where actually the guy that I found that is working for me now as an Amazon account manager, he was the second last person that I interviewed. So if I would have taken, I think I interviewed 7 or 8 for that particular position, and if I would have taken the first or second guy, I would have never even came close to seeing this individual that I did hire that has such extensive experience with Amazon. So that just goes to show that you should always make sure that you do multiple interviews for each position. So when you're interviewing the potential workers, that you make sure that you're going to be asking them questions that would pertain directly to Amazon. And if they can't answer the questions off the top of their head, then they likely actually don't have any Amazon experience, or they just didn't work on that portion of Amazon. But say one of the questions you ask is, how would you get rid of negative feedback on my account? And then if they don't even know what negative feedback is, then that's obviously not going to be a good fit. But if the person can immediately answer how they would do it, how they would open a case with seller support and send them multiple emails back and forth, trying to get rid of the negative feedback because it's against Amazon's policy, then that would be someone who's going to be a good fit. But like I said, you still want to make sure that you interview multiple applicants for the position, because you want to get the best fit for your business. Because obviously you are hiring this person, and if you want them long term, then you want someone who's going to be a good fit. The next thing is, once you've narrowed it down to, say, your top 3 after you've done all your interviews, then I recommend running a second interview on the top 3. So once you've picked those top 3, set up a second interview for all 3 of those and ask some more in-depth questions. And actually sometimes you can even get them to sample the job for like a day. And if you have some tasks for them to do, get each of them to do 1 day on your business and see, because a lot of them will actually do it as like a free trial for you, so that you can see whether or not they're actually going to know what they're doing and whether or not they're going to be helpful to grow your Amazon business. And then once you've done that trial and second interview with them, then pick the top 1. And if, say, 2 of them are really good and you have the budget to hire both of them, then that's also something that you can do. You could hire both of them and have them each work on separate things within your Amazon business, and that can really help grow your business. So sometimes you may think you're gonna go into the job posting only hiring one person, and you could end up hiring both if they're gonna be really good fits for the position. So I've had this happen before where I narrowed it down to my top 3, and I literally could not pick between the top 2, and my only thing that I could think would be the best way to pick between the top 2 was to hire them both. So I ended up hiring them both, got them to do different things within my Amazon business, but they both technically are Amazon account managers, and they both worked out great. So that's where doing multiple interviews and screening through those interviews and picking your top 3 at the end really can help find someone who's going to be a really good fit for the position. And then the final thing is to actually hire them. So that's where you're going to offer them the job. So once you picked your top 1 or top 2 and you know that they're going to be a good fit, then make sure you lay out some ground rules. So what I always say is, any of my employees are going to have to use time proof. And on onlinejobs.ph they have something called time proof, where every 10 minutes it takes a screenshot of the employee's screen. So you can see exactly what they're doing. You can see if they're off on Facebook and doing other tasks not related to your work. That's where you can really start talking to them and say, when you're working for me, you need to be on task. I don't want you to be on Facebook or on other tasks. I need you to be focusing on the tasks that I have hired you for because I'm paying you for that. And there's nothing wrong with saying that because they are your employee and they should be working for you when they're on the clock. So that's a nice thing, and I always let them know, I use time proof, are you okay with that? And sometimes people aren't okay with it. And usually if they're not okay with it, that's gonna be someone who wasn't actually going to be on task and actually working. And so then that person probably wouldn't have been a good fit. So I always make sure to tell them that before I actually hire them, is that I use time proof and make sure that they're comfortable with it. The next thing is setting up a wage or a salary for that employee. So if you're gonna be hiring them full-time for 40 hours a week, you gotta let them know what hours they're gonna be working and how much you're willing to pay them. Because this is obviously a very key thing for both you and them, is how much they're gonna be making and how much you're gonna be paying them. So if you're gonna pay them $3 an hour and you're gonna have them work 40 hours a week, you can say, I'll pay you $120 a week, or you can just say it's gonna be $3 an hour for 40 hours per week, and let them know what your expectations are, make it very clear, and then the absolute final thing, right as you've hired them or as you're in the process of hiring them, is to actually train them. And this is the absolute key point. Even if they have Amazon experience, you're still gonna need to hop on Skype with them and train them to do exactly as you expect. Because if you're gonna just send them out and say, okay, manage my Amazon account, they're not gonna know exactly what your expectations are, and that could lead to poor performance or not really being helpful to you. So the training part is key, and you need to make sure that you train them properly for what you're gonna want them to do. And so then once you've trained them and once they're hired, then you have an Amazon account manager, and you can set up your payment terms, whether you're gonna pay them every 2 weeks or pay them every month. And usually they'll prefer getting paid more frequently, but it's totally personal preference. And yeah, so then you have an employee, you have an Amazon account manager, and you have someone that you can rely on to cut down some of your workload, and it could really help you focus on the more key things like actually sourcing products, sourcing inventory, and dealing with the more important things other than just like the customer service, performance metrics, feedback, stuff like that. You can focus on the more important things of the business, and it'll actually really help you free up your time and give you more time to focus on the most important things in your business and really help you grow your business. So if you are interested in hiring an Amazon account manager through onlinejobs.ph, don't forget to click the link in the description below, because I will have a link in the description below where you can sign up for onlinejobs.ph and you can get started for free. And so I hope this video helps you to hire an Amazon account manager to grow your Amazon FBA business, because that's what I've done, and it's really allowed me to grow my Amazon FBA business using the 2 account managers that I have for my Amazon business. So I really hope this video helped you guys, and if you did enjoy it, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more. Thanks for watching, guys.